State of New California. Notice to all Californians. Chapter 2, Grievance 34. December 15th, 2020. New California is a new state in the development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Sections 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in the United States Constitution, Article 4, Sections 3 and Section 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive in its right of the people, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, when the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, we, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity. First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 2018 and November 2019. On April 28, 2020, New California State will issue 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced to public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. State of New California, Grievance 34, Declaration of Grievance Statements of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government violates the following. United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. United States Constitution, Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. First Amendment, United States Constitution. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. 14th Amendment, United States Constitution, Section 3. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president or vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state, to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. Order of the day. A state of war exists. Insurrection, betrayal, and treachery is in our midst. To protect the United States homeland and the American people, I hereby declare a national emergency with respect to this threat. It's a quote from President Donald Trump. On September 12, 2018, President Trump signed Executive Order 13848 and declared a national emergency pursuant to the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, 50 U.S. Code 1701, etc., to deal with the unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security and foreign policy of the United States, constituted by the threat of foreign interference in or undermining public confidence in the United States elections. This emergency order is a major step toward the 1807 Insurrection Act being implemented by President Trump. Then on September 10, 2020, the national emergency declared on September 12, 2018 was continued beyond September 12, 2020. Therefore, in accordance with Section 202D of the National Emergencies Act, 50 U.S. Code 1622D, the President continued for 1 year the national emergency declared in Executive Order 13848 with respect to the threat of foreign interference in or undermining public confidence in the United States elections. In the Emergency Order 13848, there are a number of provisions and actions that individuals need to be warned about who have been involved in government, vendors of governmental agencies, elected officials, and those in the media who might find themselves engaging in actions that are detrimental to the United States. Many of California's politicians, bureaucrats, and business leaders are complicit in collaborating with the same enemy that has repeatedly and consistently threatened to destroy the United States, and coincidentally, the same enemy, the People's Republic of China, led by the Chinese Communist Party, has released a virus upon the world that has upended civilization and weakened our economy and national security in ways that equal or surpass a direct kinetic attack upon us. California's governor and the allies have actively taken the side of the enemy and aided and abetted the enemy by suppressing economic recovery and locking down our state, handing an easy victory to the enemy that could only come from treachery within. This is demonstrable through financial ties, media, and institutional alliances with the enemy. Names will soon be published. California communists are sleeping with the enemy. Governor Newsom and his allies in the archipelago of sanctuary cities where lawless prevails have taken the side of communist China against their own fellow citizens. The efforts to steal our elections are a frontal assault on our freedom and our republic, and we call upon the federal government to deploy all resources to come to our aid and defense. New California stands with the United States of America, and we will defend our nation, and we will support any declaration from the President of the United States that an insurrection exists to overthrow the United States. Self-governance and representation have been stolen from us by corrupt collaborators who are complicit conspirators in the insurrection that exists to overthrow the established rule of law and supreme law of the land, which is our Constitution. A state of war exists, and we, the people of New California, petition the government of the United States to declare that an insurrection exists in our midst. Our petition, regrettably, the courts and the legislatures of the several states have reached a level of corruption that is only remediable by the measures prescribed by our founders in the implementation of the Insurrection Act of 1807 and all other legal devices available to suppress insurrection. It is evident to all objective observers that our election system has been irredeemably corrupted, and also that the cost in human life will be lessened if the President and the Congress will take active measures to suppress the coup and insurrection that is presently underway, and to apprehend and prosecute all those who have been a party to fraud and censorship that is illegal based upon aiding and abetting the enemies of the United States. New California seeks the quelling of this insurrection, the repulsion of invasion, whether it be covert or overt, and whether it involves cyber warfare or kinetic attack, whether it enters through our unsecured borders, or whether it originates here in our own land. We seek action against the rebellion, against our Constitution and our Republic, and we seek a restored government that is loyal to the United States and our Constitution. A state of war exists between we, the people of the United States, and foreign and domestic enemies who are engaged in attempting to overthrow our elections and control public opinion through media, racketeering, and conspiracy right here in California. We, the people of the unified counties of New California, seek the removal of the California state governor. We are determined to stop the one-man rule of a pusillanimous, craven dictator whose words and actions are a grave danger to all U.S. citizens living in California. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor, dictator, and monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. On September 12, 2018, President Trump signed Executive Order 13848 and declared a national emergency pursuant to the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Then on September 10, 2020, the national emergency declared on September 12, 2018 was continued for 1 year beyond September 12, 2020. Acts of secession. The California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor dictator has usurped power, has actively engaged in acts of secession, and have created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California, with the intent to secede from the United States of America, to thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor dictator of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the citizens of the United States living in California state. Prayer. The citizens of New California state pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States citizens living in California state. This concludes these proceedings. NewCaliforniaState.com, NCS51.com, phone number 877-828-2753.